All right, good morning, everybody. It's your boy Akeem. Welcome to today's Scout Reports. Here to give you some more reports for the 2015 NFL Draft. And for this report, I'm here to talk about Indiana running back Tevin Coleman, who's coming off a terrific season in the Big Ten Conference. Talking a little bit about him, he's actually hailing from Tinley Park, Illinois, where he was an all-state running back as a senior. He even played defensive back as well in high school before heading over to Indiana to become a Hoosier. Now, during his true freshman season, he averaged 4.4 yards per carry, just under 300 yards rushing. He was used more as a reserve backup running back and used more in special teams, in which he even returned a 96-yard kickoff return for a touchdown. Now, his sophomore season, that's when he started to get more carries, where he had 958 yards rushing, 7.3 yards per carry, and 12 rushing touchdowns. And in this past season, as a true junior, he had over 2,000 yards rushing and 14 rushing touchdowns, one of the top leading rushers in the country. Now, let's talk about his strengths and weaknesses. First, his strengths. Now, one thing that some people might look at as a weakness is that there were so many big-time players in the Big Ten Conference who had such great seasons because the Big Ten Conference had suspect run defenses. But I think with Tevin Coleman should be a little bit of a should be a player that you should kind of ditch out of that, because he was the only weapon for the Hoosiers. And even though teams knew that he was going to have the ball in his hands, he still overcame things and still had a great season, especially in the second half of each game, where he averaged 8.4 yards per carry in the second half. That was actually an outstanding number that you do like. Now, he has pretty decent speed. He runs a 4.59 40. Just wish it was just a little bit faster, but still a decent speed. And he definitely has the capability to break tackles, and he does have the durability to possibly become a #1 back for an NFL team, because he had to deal with no injuries, a couple bumps and bruises, but then he had to deal with any big injuries. Now, as a receiver, he has shown some skills where he does display some soft hands to catch the football outside of the backfield. This is an outstanding running back. Now, he does have a couple weaknesses, though. One thing that you do notice about his play is that he kind of runs straight up. He needs to stop running straight up. He needs to lower his pad just a little bit so he can be less vulnerable for big hits. Also, his footwork. He's not an elusive running back that you're looking for. He's more of a one-step type of guy, and he's a north and south running back, which is another good trait about him. He just runs north and south, give you some great tough yardage. But as far as you're looking at east and west for him to do some elusive, make some elusive plays, making a couple juke moves, he's not really too good with that. He needs to do a little bit more improvement in his footwork. Also, sometimes his decision making and finding the holes. He sometimes can be a little bit impatient and just run the holes, where he would just sprint as soon as he has the football in his hands. Sometimes he has to wait for the plays to develop and the holes to develop, and then he can sprint through. Just needs to show a little bit more patience. Now, my projection for this running back, believe it or not, I actually see him as a second-round pick for this year's draft, but I think he could be possibly picked in the third round because of NFL teams are not really having too much faith in running backs. But this is one particular running back who should be in good acceptance. I think he has the capability to become a #1 back for any team in the National Football League because of his durability. He doesn't have any durability concerns, and he has excellent size at 5'11", 206 pounds, a nice muscular tone frame that you want in a running back. That's what I do like about him. He's a very skillful running back. Just needs to work on his footwork just a little bit and understanding how the play should develop before he can sprint through the hole. But this is still a great back, and I think he could be a good pick in the second round, but where I see him being picked possibly in the third round, but I see he's a solid second-round projection. Now, I'm going to catch you guys in just a couple of minutes. I have another scout report to give you guys. Thank you for watching this blog. I'm your man, Akeem McCall. Be easy.